All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New England Patriots and the Houston Texans. The first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in week 2. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards. All right, thanks, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New England Patriots and the Houston Texans. The first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in week 2. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Down, 10 Lobo. 58, come on. Hey, watch the slam.
A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Recon, 132 fighter.
Heavy on the edges, heavy on the edges.
58 for Mike, 58. Here go.
They'll run with Hunt on 2nd down. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. Here's McSorley to throw. And an alley to run. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough. To pick up the first.
A gain of 5. First down, Patriots.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Get him. Set. Protein spill. 5.
They go play action now with McSorley. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. They'll run with Hunt. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
J.J. Watt makes another tackle there, and it's for a minimal gain. And let's face it, if that's all you're going to get running the ball, you're not going to have much success against him and his team.
Or, yeah, you better find a way to go around J.J. Watt, which isn't easy to do.
It's really not, because you got to try everything. Can you go around him? Can you go by him? Can you influence him to get him out of position so maybe you can wall him off? He's a really sharp, intelligent player, as well as a physical specimen.
McSorley sets to pass. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
And absolutely zero surprise that that one was incomplete, huh? I mean, truthfully, how many OCs have we seen with 3rd and 20 on their play sheet and go, oh, I've got the exact play to dial up?
No, that's just a head-scratching down when you're facing a 3rd and 20. Tried to complete it, couldn't get it done.
The Texans take over first and 10.
Let's go.
At their own 36-yard line.
Good starting field position for the Houston Texans here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. Now a first carry for Donnell Pumphrey. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
That's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Good set. 218.
Check. Watch 54. Right here.
54.
Now we'll play fake, and it's Watson. Man open, that's Kiki QT complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 36. They'll run here with Pumphrey. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. They scored the most points of anyone on opening weekend, and now first quarter touchdown here.
And while there's no guarantee that all the points they scored in opening weekend are going to hold up and be the average all year long, they're certainly starting to set that type of a pace. And what you do with that is you put in the heads of all of your opponents, we've got to really be ready on defense because these guys know how to put the ball in the end zone.
You think they can keep piling on the points like this?
I think they can if they're prepared to adjust and adapt, because they won't see the same defenses week in and week out.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
That's our own 25-yard line.
The Pats at the line, ready to go, and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs, and that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Set. 18 Gator. Who that?
Throwing on 2nd and long. McSorley. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Gary and Conley. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
They run with Pumphrey. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. I also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down. Back-to-back good plays. Have them on the move on first down.
Ringer, guys. Fight.
To throw is Watson. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And here he'll get it down to the 7. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a yard on the pickup, so a good situation on 2nd and 2. It's now 3rd and 1.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
They'll run it now with Pumphrey. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Texans push further out in front. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Pats at the line, ready to go. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Hey, Foxtrot. Ready?
Throwing on 2nd down, McSorley. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Tight down. There you go.
Hey, Orvin.
58 to Mike. I got you, son.
Here's McSorley now, 3rd and long. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they're throwing an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Set. 19. Alert.
Mike 51. Check Bailey. Check 6 guy.
After the interception, here's Watson. His throw caught. What about the 5? And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A good pickup there, 26 yards.